Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. Oh, it is a beautiful, beautiful day in southeastern Pennsylvania. Thank you for joining me. This is our last nice day according to our weather guy. Front comes through tonight and things will get rainy and overcast, but not colder. Apparently we're in a cold dip and then we're going to get into a warm undip. Anyway, there's a flock of birds over here. I have no idea what kind they are because I can't see them, but they're chirping away and that's nice. Well, I've just had a little bit of a frustrating beginning to my day. I thought for sure that I had found that extra skein of yarn that I made my super bulky grandpa sweater by Joji Locatelli out of, but I could not put my hands on it this morning. I think I mistakenly, I have some Rowan wool and mohair yarn that I bought several years ago that I bought to make a scarf for my son-in-law, who wasn't my son-in-law at the time, but it turns out it was like 80% wool and 20% mohair, and he has sensitive skin and that wasn't going to work, so I bought a different yarn and made him a scarf out of that, which he wears occasionally, but he does live in Mississippi. And that yarn, the thickness and the fuzziness, I thought it was, maybe I, saw one of them and thought they were different. I don't know. Anyway, it's so frustrating because I really kind of got my heart set on making those pockets and having pockets in that sweater because I'm really getting tired of not having pockets. To the point where I'm going to go back and look at my show notes from my second podcast back 5 years ago, where I discussed that sweater, and see what the yarn is, and maybe I'll order myself another skein of that yarn. I went through everywhere I could think of to look, so. And it's a pretty elegant looking sweater now. It's like, looks a little tailored, so I don't want to just throw patch pockets and another yarn on it or anything like that. I noticed yesterday that I pick at myself a lot. I get yarn on me, or yarn and dog hair. Well, yesterday I wore lipstick, so that makes it even worse. Anyway, so that was a little frustrating because I thought that's what I would be doing during our Zoom craft together today, which is at 2 o'clock Eastern time, 11 o'clock Pacific time, and late afternoon, early evening in Europe. So please join us. Valerie's our lovely hostess, and she's posted a link in Ravelry to the meeting. Easy, just click on it and you're good to go. If you are not on Ravelry, email me at flameandfiber@mindspring.com. Oh, I did that, but I'm not editing this. So, flameandfiber@mindspring.com. And you can look at the final panel in my regular videos has it listed. If you want to go to the very end of yesterday's video, you'll see it. Anyway, we're crafting together today, and I had this idea I was going to work on my pockets, and I thought that would be perfect. And now I'm annoyed, and I couldn't find it. So I'm not going to be working on my pockets. I'm going to be working on my boxy or my blanket, because I never finished that mini that I was working on. Maybe I'll bring them both out here. It's a beautiful day. I could work on either one. I'll finish that mini on my blanket and then decide, do I want to keep doing blanket or do I want to switch to boxy? But I do need to finish that mini because it's been sitting on my chair along with me for how many days now? When did I tell you I did that? At least 2 or 3 days now. So anyway, so we got our wood delivered. Feels like fall is coming. Got our wood delivered yesterday. And it's so funny, I have this thing, this weirdness. We all have weirdnesses. Pearl, this is alive. You can't. Pearl, come here. Come here. She's been quiet the whole time. Pearl, come! Gotta be quiet, pup. So, I have this weirdness where I get great, it just feels so good. Little things like back when I used to drink milk. Sit down, puppy. Sit down. We're gonna stand right here. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Back when I used to drink milk, I always loved it when my milk container was full or almost full. I hated it when it was low. And I love it when, like, the trash can, the bag in the trash can is empty. I have lots of room to put trash, or I have lots of milk that I can drink, or, you know, things like that, like silly little things. Well, having a giant pile of wood ready for the winter gives me that same satisfaction, that sort of feeling of plenty. I'm not sure. It's hard to describe, and I'm not doing a very good job of it, but, you know, sort of, I like that. It's comforting. It's comforting in a weird way. Anyway, so we got our wood delivered from Michelle, my tree lady, blah de blah, and which, you know, reminded me that we need to get the gutters cleaned because when it rains, we get in water in the basement. So I texted her saying, you know, can you do this soon? And she liked my text. So I texted her back this morning and said, so you liked this liking of my text. Does that mean yes, you can come soon? Michelle just, you know, she's just not a born businesswoman. I think that's the problem. And that's the problem. If I ask you, can you do a job for me soon, and your answer is to like my text, somehow, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm trying to calm down, but after my anxious search through my yarn makes me think I should take all my yarn out and put it back out on my guest bed and sort through it and organize it better so that, you know, when I'm looking for something, actual something, that I could find it if I tried a little. You know, maybe I'll do that today or tomorrow. Because in that process, it's possible I could come across my skein of yarn. That's what I'll do. But I'm crafting with you guys this afternoon for a few hours, so this will be an evening or a tomorrow project. Because I don't think I have time to do it before 2 o'clock, but I might. I could get started. I could get started before 2 o'clock, and if I get started before 2 o'clock, I might come across the yarn earlier, and then I could make my pockets. So maybe I'll do that. I think that's my plan right now. Anyway, so we have a lovely day. I'm planning to sit out here and do my crafting, either my pockets or my blanket or my boxy, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, and I hope you can come. And if you can't come, I hope it's because you're doing something very fun. And there you go. So yesterday I did a little painting, and I read, and mostly read, and it felt good, and I felt good about it. Just what I needed. I went to bed a little earlier, didn't get up any earlier, but I got more sleep, and I slept pretty well. So there you go. that's the update. Can you hear the woodpecker? There are a lot of birds out here today, and I don't know what Pearl saw, but she was barking in the other direction. She's typically been barking that way. Now she was barking over there. There are more deer over there, so that's probably what she was barking at. She's over there checking it out now, and she's going to start barking any minute. It is her job, and she's gotten very barky lately. I'm not sure why. All right. Well, I'm going to go and make my guest bed so I can put my yarn on it. I have no reason not to start, right? Might as well. All right, and Pearl says goodbye. Right, pup? Pearl says goodbye. That's my cue. I'm gonna go. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope to see you later in about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. And please, please take good care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.